Hello, my name is James McCord, and today I'm going to be talking about the Nighthawk M1 Mobile Router on AT&T. It's very similar, if not identical, to the one on the Australian Tesla network, which has had this for more than a year. This is running the Snapdragon X16 modem, and today I'm not going to talk about its features. You can find them everywhere else. Today I'm going to be talking about the stuff that AT&T doesn't want you to know, the hidden features of this device, and we'll go ahead and start first off by going over its feature set. You have a Ethernet port, you have a USB Type-C connection, USB Type-A, then you have the bottom here. I'll go over that real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the device, flip it around, and it has room for a micro SD card slot up to 256 gigs, probably even more than that. I've only tested it with 128 gigabytes and it had no problem. Has your SIMS card, which is micro but not nano size. And if you notice, there's no battery in here because I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first feature. Here's its battery. It's a feature AT&T doesn't want you to know about it, and that you can actually turn this on and power it purely through USB Type-C, and it will run just fine without the battery. And you may ask, well, why the heck would you want to leave the battery out? Isn't it a nice backup feature? Well, if you can leave this on 24/7 as your primary internet connection, because let's say you have unlimited data, not having a battery could be an asset, because then this won't swell, it won't be 100% charged all the time, because that's actually bad news for batteries. So having a dedicated device with no battery makes a lot of sense. The second thing AT&T doesn't tell you about, or neither does Netgear, is that this port right here is rated up to at least 100 megabits, and it could probably go faster than that, up to gigabit, but there's no way for me to test it at this point. I can confirm I have gotten up to 100 megabits so far, but I haven't really found a means of testing AT&T's feature to go this further. You can charge and use this port simultaneously for tethering and use up to 20 devices onto this thing, so that's quite good news. The second is, AT&T is always talking about offloading your data through this device. What they don't tell you is if you don't have any cable or DSL and you just plug in a standard Ethernet cable into that port, the router functions will take over on this, and it will share the LAN. You'll use that LAN port and it'll be able to do LAN for your whole house. So if you're thinking of using this as like a home-based internet because you have unlimited data, that would be the way to do it. Now here's something to note: if the device does reboot, then you'll have to manually unplug the Ethernet cable and then plug it back in order to get it running. It doesn't kick on automatically, and that's an AT&T hardware specific function that they've programmed in. So that's something to note. Other than that, this thing gets pretty decent speeds. I've actually quite enjoyed it. It's not a touchscreen, so if you've ever used like the Unite Explorer and you're used to working with the interface or other type thing, then yeah, you're definitely gonna miss that touchscreen, like I have, because I've definitely used the Unite Explorer prior to this. And give you an idea, I don't have small hands, and this is big. This is very, very big. So if you're not used to having a big hotspot around, then this is probably not the hotspot for you. But if you want something that will upgrade to gigabit LTE because it has an X16 Snapdragon modem on board, and you want 24-hour battery life and just don't care, throw it in your bag or purse and call it a day, this is the hotspot for you. The fact it has USB Type-C means it can run off an external battery. So if you're thinking Type-C is the future, which I do, and everything on your desk is using Type-C, runs no problem. So with that in mind, if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Once I gather enough of them, I'll go ahead and tackle them and hopefully go over them and answer more. This is James McCord, signing off.